Good morning. Very good morning. Doing it live on a Saturday morning because for once I am not working out this morning. I'm trying to do this thing where I'm giving my body more rest and I'm trying to spend less time working out and more time being productive. And yesterday we had a really good late Friday live. So I figured I would jump on today again and see who I can reach that I normally cannot reach due to time zones. So it is 9:47 a.m. in Belgium, and I'm hoping I'm catching some people before they're going to bed, and I'm hoping I'm catching some people that are just getting their Saturday on the way. I have quite the amazing Saturday planned out. So I actually have a bachelor's party that begins in the afternoon, and then later on, I'm gonna have to prematurely leave that party because I have a live show of one of my favorite Dutch rappers. So, and I'll be going to Holland for that as well tonight. So it's gonna be a great day. And what better way to start off that great day than with a great life? So I hope I'm getting some people in here that are not usually able to talk to me. Lonely bloke, what's up, man? How you doing? And you know the drill, you know the concept. I'll be on for a good 20 minutes or so, and you can just ask me anything, and I shall focus on your question and try to answer whatever question or discuss whichever topic you may have in mind. Just a quick reminder for anybody looking for a good book to read. If you haven't read this one yet, it's the classic of all classics, obviously. I'm sure, like, I would say 50% of the chat has already read this, but if you haven't read The Power of Now yet, this is basically like, this is literally the Bible as it pertains to um, learning how to angle life, how to um, yeah, just like how to be, how to live. So if you haven't read that book yet, The Power of Now, like you should make that purchase today and start reading it. Um, yeah. All right, we got 7 people, but they seem shy. So guys, there's a chat box, and if you type in it, hey, there we go. Tahid Raza, love from Pakistan, following you since you created this channel. Wow, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Big hug to Pakistan, man. Tawheed. I really appreciate that. So you were there in the big boy Benzo days. That was my channel's name. Big Boy Benzo. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's about 5 years ago. I would start off every video with Big Boy Benzo back in the building. It was cringe. Growth took place. I documented that growth. Those old videos were for you to see. And see, that's why I'm coming on this early, so I can like talk. Like I don't remember talking to you, Tawheed Raza. So Tawheed, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. How do you see the evolution of the channel? Like, what would you say are some of the biggest changes that you've witnessed in terms of my content and how I look at life? Like, just like, and you can be brutally honest. If you think that I'm going into a nihilistic asshole, you can also tell me that I would love to hear your opinion. How much do I have to pay to be one of your clients? So, like I already said, I never discuss anything financial on the live. All you gotta do is send me an email, lorenz.dries@gmail.com. That goes for anybody who's looking to hire me. For those who are unaware, what I do is I coach people. I have a mentorship service. You can call it life coaching, but I don't like the life coaching label because it often has a negative connotation. But yeah, I basically help people get their life back on track. I help them gain confidence, and I'm very practical. I'm very hands-on. I talk with all my clients daily. So good luck finding a psychiatrist or anything like that that does that, and that you can reach 24/7. Basically, that's where I offer like special value, I think. And I do 2 video calls per week per client. So we have face-to-face conversations and then daily conversation as well through text and audio messages. Christopher Alexander, hey brother, it is a surprise for me to get you at this time. Yeah, for me too. Normally I'm on the track now. You guys know those videos of me sprinting on the track when I'm doing my slow motion sprints? That's always that's always taking place right now. And this is actually this t-shirt is from the guy, the coach that trains me. You see, it's a camel because he's Moroccan, and that's like his logo. Camel, Moroccan, Zayu Yazid. So he's always training me normally, um, like clockwork. Saturday, 9 a.m. I'm on the track, but I have a long day ahead. One, two. I'm actually a little bit my throat, like I'm coming down with something. Like I already mentioned that in yesterday's live. I'm a little bit sick, and to make matters worse, my Achilles is kind of messed up. So I'm back to physio for that. So sprints is not a good idea right now. That's why I decided to get some rest, take some rest. Tohid Rasa, man, you are a motivation for me. Your channel is full of positive vibes. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I've had some pretty dark, negative videos as well, but I'll take it though. I'll take that feedback. So yeah, where were we? I'm gonna remind you guys that I also still have a Discord channel for anybody looking to join that. I'm gonna give you the link right now. So this is my Discord channel right here. If you want to join that, where will society be? You're asking me for predictions where society will be in 10 to 30 years. That's an amazing question. Obviously, I love that one. My prediction, I'm going to start with 10 years. I think in 10 years, we're still kind of figuring stuff out. Like, I don't think in 10 years there will be drastic changes. I think we'll still be trying to figure out how to balance social media with, raising our children with overall technology. I think in 10 years, we'll be more or less the same. Um, Maybe the things that'll be different will be we will have like more Amazon influence and things like that. Like small businesses are going to disappear even more in an economic sense. I do believe that. I think like just like Amazon hasn't really taken over Europe yet at all. Like in the US, you can do your groceries through Amazon, like over here, we're all still going to the store. So I think economically, there's going to be a lot of changes in the next 10 years. A lot of businesses that are going to disappear. I do think in 10 years, we will also have more of a 4-day week system. I think that there will be a lot of companies where you only have to work 4 days a week. That's a big one, I think. But like in terms of like how we are as a species, it'll be more or less the same. In 30 years, however, I think we'll see greater changes because in 30 years we will basically be ran, like we will see what has become of all of those current 6-year-olds that are growing up with TikTok and tablets and smartphones. And not to be negative, but I'm expecting a lot of fucked up people. a lot of people that are gonna have a hard time accepting that they're not special and that they're not, able to be an entertainer or an actor or a musician. Like that's gonna be a big challenge. It's gonna be interesting. I think that we're gonna have an entirely different outlook on again like social media and smartphones. I think there will be entire villages or places in the world where like there will be like a ban on those type of things. I think there will be like I think we're gonna look back on in 30 years, we're gonna look back on the way we use tablets and smartphones and social media now with our children, especially the same way that we now look back on smoking cigarettes inside restaurants and bars like 20 years ago. When there came a ban on being able to smoke inside, people were shocked. I remember that. Like I was old enough to remember. Like people were genuinely like, "What? You can't smoke cigarettes anymore? What the fuck are you talking about?" Like there was genuine outrage, and and now it's like imagine somebody's lighting up a cigarette, in a restaurant. Like just imagine it would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I think it's going to be the same with social media. Like, I just think there's going to be a lot of negative long term side effects that we're going to see. Nico Eek. So, as per your advice, I told my husband I was popping pills and he's being really supportive. I'm so glad you followed my advice, Nico. I'm still struggling to get off them, though. Advice. Have you ever had problems getting off pain meds after surgeries? Me, myself, I haven't, but honestly, Nico, I'm not a doctor. Like, I really shouldn't answer this question. You should really go and see a specialist for that, okay? But if you would put a gun to my head and made me answer this question, I would try to change out the pain medication for marijuana. I like there's nothing worse than pills. So if the pain is that bad and go with CBD, go with weed. Honestly, that's what I would say. MT. I think virtual reality will be more detrimental to society than TikTok is right now. Mm, I don't. Honestly, it's like virtual reality. All that's gonna do is, yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of people living in the literal matrix, but like we're not gonna see them in the real world. There's still gonna be a real world out here with real people running it, and I don't know. Honestly, I think there's already the segment of people that is just spending the majority of their time right now watching Netflix and playing video games all day. They're the ones that are gonna go into the VR world. Like the people that enjoy being in the real world, like me, they're not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna go into that. So I don't think. I mean, and I could be very wrong, but I'm not that worried about that, to be honest with you. Christopher, look into kratom. It's a natural leaf. It helps to get off opiates, and I also agree THC and CBD. Yeah, I know about kratom. That's also very addictive, though. Like I had a client that was hooked on kratom, and it's also like, I mean, that of course is better than pills, but I would take THC and CBD over kratom. Um, but even that, like, also weed is not like it's not all good. Like weed also has side effects, So I hike mountains and fly mini wings. I mean, that is pretty damn amazing. Hiking mountains and flying mini wings. You sound like you're having a amazing life, dude. I'm very happy to hear that. Nico, I'm seeing a specialist and they want me to go on methadone, which I'm really worried about. I do think CBD is a great idea, though. Yeah, guys, I'm not a doctor. Like, I don't, I shouldn't, I already said too much. Like, I'm not qualified to help somebody. Like, I cannot tell you how to get off of your opiates and which substances to take. Like, that's not my wheelhouse. All I can say is like, if you can, I would always try to go for a weed because the weed is not that harmful. It really isn't. Like, it's not like completely innocent. You can smoke for a long time and be fine. I would recommend you. to go for weed, smoke sativa. Don't smoke indica. If it's for pain and like antidepressant, indica is good to help you sleep. Um, Even then, it's not the best because you don't really go into deep sleep with it. But okay, indica is good to like be like in the evening, relax and whatever. But sativa is actually qualified for daytime smoke and helps with the stress and anxiety and the pain. No way, kratom is what got me addicted to the pills. It's super addictive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kratom is very addictive. There was a point in time where kratom was being hyped as like, it was like the thing, but a lot of people like I've read a lot of bad stuff about it. Change of heart. Can I interview you? Of course you can. Go ahead, shoot. Um, have you ever experimented with facial hair, particularly the mustache? I had a mustache for like 3 years. Go check out the videos I did in the last three. Up until 6 months ago, I had a mustache. But yeah, if I could grow facial hair now, man, I would. Trust me, I would kill to have a beard. Imagine me with a beard, man. It would literally solve all of my facial issues. But I have them nonetheless with good facial hair genetics, and I'm okay with that. Like, let's not get greedy now. I'm 6'4". I'm 210 pounds. I got great bone and muscle structure. Like, I got good hair. You can't have it all. Can't have it all. So I don't. I wish I had. A beard is like a man's makeup. It just makes every man look 10 times better. But yeah, it's not on the cards for me. Using weed for near a month every day made me stutter when stop doing it. Everybody who says weed is not a side effect for fooling themselves. Absolutely, weed is a drug like any other, and it has big side effects, and it can mess you up really. So like, it's not. It's people always do this thing like they always go black or white, left or right. So like weed went from being demonized to now being glorified, but no, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Wheat slows your age, something to do with it, protein or enzymes. Okay, Andrew, I you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. You're saying that wheat slows aging, dude. I promise you, I feel like all the stoners that I know, they look older. They got those fucking stoner eyes. They get like those typical tired eyes. So please, though, like educate me. What's up, Elizabeth? Totally get you're not a doctor and not asking for medical advice. Ask me anything makes me want to ask how to get my life back. Nico, are you also seeing people? Are you being social? Are you going outside? Check out the Meetup app. That goes for anybody that wants to make friends. The Meetup app is a free app, and it's basically a way for you to go to events with other people that are looking to connect and make friends. Just pick an event in your area that you find interesting and go there. Hair implants, beard growth treatments. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really down to go all that, like do all that for a beard at this point. Like I got other things to worry about. So, and I also don't have the financial means to really go all into that, man. Like I'm still very much in the building my business phase. I meant I have a channel named the Illyrian Podcast. Can ask you all possible questions. PS later content. Send me an email, change of heart. Let's send me an email, lorenz.treats@gmail.com, and then we can set something up and you can interview me if you want. Nico, been following you for years. You had a different username and really long hair. Yeah, Benzo or Big Boy Benzo, and I had super long hair. I know. That's where I had long hair and I looked like a Viking. That's where the wounded Viking name comes from. And now I just look like a citizen. And yep, Christopher. Even caffeine is a drug and really hard to get off after years of use. I mean, to say that caffeine is really hard to get off, that's a stretch, I'd say. I'm gonna push back on that one. Like, yeah, you're gonna be a little bit grumpy, but like you can do it. You can do like if caffeine is hard to get off to, then weed is impossible to get off to. Like that's a whole different thing. If you try to quit smoking weed, that's when you feel like the addiction. Like when 8 p.m. rolls around, you're like, "Arr." Coffee is like maybe it's a little bit annoying the first couple of hours when you're waking up, but then like after a while you forget that you didn't have coffee. Um, it's 4 a.m. I have slept. What, you went out? Easiest way to hop off of coffee and is just drinking decaf. Yeah, or tea. Quitting weed, the first and 2 weeks is the worst. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And then you always get to a point where you feel like you you've gotten off and you don't need it anymore. And then in the third week you're like, oh, I'm good now, so I can smoke one joint and just like leave it at that. And then back you go. To be honest, after a month of using weed, I just stopped using it. Felt weird, but that's it. Probably users for years have harder times. I do max a few glasses of beer in the week and I feel healthy. That's good, then. That's good. I mean, like I definitely have had, you know, I've had to look deep inside and like sometimes you can also get so focused on just like being entirely clean. Like look at me, like I like weed, I use weed, but I'm so healthy in all my other ways, like my diet, my sports. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. And then I started obsessing about getting off weed. But then I'm like, what is it really that important? And I've talked about this before, the dangers of getting stuck in this constant self-improvement mindset. Like there's always like, like this it can really take us away from our reality, and it can take us away from being in a moment and living our life on a daily basis. Just this focus on optimizing all these like things and like not being dependent on anything, but like but what is the end game and why, I think it's all about balance and making choices. And but I very thoroughly believe, I mean, it's not even believing, it's just a fact, like something like half of the content I made is like from thoughts that I had when I was using weed. Like it helps you, it opens a different dimension. It's a fucking superpower. Like you literally open gates, you unlock doors in your mind. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then shit, I don't know what to tell you. Like then you haven't had then well, that's how it works for me. Weed made me a better person. I used to be very confrontational and overly assertive, borderline aggressive, maybe. And my only way to like wind down was alcohol. And then when I started smoking weed, like what weed does is like it softens you up and it makes you like want to do the opposite of fight and want to have the opposite of like conflict. And it made me rehash a lot of situations that I had been in, and it made me realize that I was being somebody that I didn't want to be. And initially, that's only during when you're actually using the weed, like when you're stoned. But then after a while, it actually spills over into also your sober, your sober days. Now I'll make it sound like I'm smoking every day. It's definitely not the case, but like there is a permanent shift. Like if you smoke weed long term, you become more soft, more gentle. You have more empathy. It's just the way it is. But of course, like if you're waking up and you're rolling a joint, you're lost. Like that's the worst. Like don't be that wake and bake guy. Don't be that person that smokes weed like they smoke cigarettes. Or it's supposed to be a superpower, like a super weapon that you keep tucked in your arsenal in case it's necessary. But it shouldn't be something that you do mindlessly. It's not like a cup of coffee. I just think burning smoke and weed too much is bad. The topical edibles of hither and weed can be amazing. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The burning weeds is it's so good though, but it's definitely not the best way. If you can do it with edibles, that's the way to go. Weed helps me unlock lost memories. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. King Leonidas, enjoy Thailand, man. Watch out out there. Last time I went to Thailand, I almost killed myself. Not intentionally, but coast on the road, all that stuff. It's wild out there. That's more than a decade ago, though. I smoked weed basically every day since grade 8. I've missed out on a lot of life experiences. Yeah, see, that's not the way to go. I'm so incredibly grateful that I didn't discover weed until I was 21, because it would have had a bad effect on me if I discovered it before 21. I would not have been ready for it. So yeah, kids, like anyone, you shouldn't smoke weed before you're 20. Wow, this turned into the weed life. Let's talk about something else, guys. Also, want to remind you I'm still taking on new clients. If you want to work with me, you want to hire me, this is my email, lorenz.reese@gmail.com. Reach out, don't be a stranger, and let's talk about it. Andrew, okay. So when you smoke weed, it blocks your DMT when you sleep. I'm not sure about that one because the scientific explanation that I read was that you don't go into deep sleep when you're sleeping stoned, and when you're in deep sleep, that's when your mind processes all of the thoughts and like all the emotions and stuff that you experience in a day, and your brain creates a backlog of all those things. And as soon as it gets a night of you sleeping without being stoned, the body's like, hold up, we got to win. Actually, finally process this backlog of thoughts that have been clogged up for like weeks or months. So then, what the brain does is it pushes all of that backlog of things that you have experienced and like thoughts that have been there, sitting there, and it pushes them through your brain basically, which makes you have these crazy dreams. That's what happens, and that's why it evens out. The body just reacts off of instinct. I don't think it has anything to do with DMT. It sounds like a very cool explanation, but I'm not really buying that. I do music on free time and stuck doing one track like over a month. It's annoying. Also, had not finished one in a year. Why don't you try different tracks though? Why don't if like I always felt like if a track takes too long to create, like it's not the one. It should come smooth. Are you in any serious female relationships right now? No, man. I'm super single. The dreams you get when you quit weed are crazy. Yeah. I don't dream unless I don't smoke for at least a week. Yeah. They also say we don't enter REM sleep when higher smoking weed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Deep sleep, REM sleep, you don't go in there when you go to bed high. It's funny, man. People really are into weed, huh? Like I wasn't even gonna talk about it that much, but you guys, that's all you want to talk about today. That's all you want to talk about. Guys, if anybody wants to donate to the channel, feel free to click on the dollar sign below the chat box. This is called Super Chat. It allows you to buy me a drink, like T-Pain said. No, no, not no, no. That track I enjoy is half done. I know you can just say then finish it. Just I don't know something has to click in it to make me work on it again. Yeah, that's like a residual. That's what they call residuals, right? Like it's not finished, but it's good. Just let it sit there, and one day you'll get some inspiration, and you can finish it and work on it, man. But don't stress it. If you start stressing about it, then it's not gonna come. Be water, my friend. Follow the path of least resistance. Wow, somehow we're already 30 minutes in. That's crazy. Well, I am gonna have to get going soon already. Doesn't Super Chat take 30%? Yes, Christopher, it does. But dude, all right, I'm so happy you said that. So, like, for example, where do I start? So yesterday, this amazing person donated 100 euros in one life. 100 euros, which is a ton of money. First, um, YouTube takes a 40% cut, so it turns into 60 euros. And then before YouTube actually pays you the money, they take another tax cut. So in the end of those 100 euros, I literally get like 40 euros. I'm not even making that up, which is just, I want to start crying when I think about it. Um, Now, the reason why I tried that for a while. I tried telling people like, so wait, first, Christopher, my PayPal ID is lorenz.reach@gmail.com. All right, but let me explain. So please, if you want to donate to my PayPal, that's lorenz.reese@gmail.com, and I actually get everything. But so what I was saying is, I noticed for some time, and I'm so happy you asked, man, because I would hate bringing this up myself out of nowhere. So you don't know how grateful I am that you brought this up. For some time, I tried telling people like, "Hey, if you want to help me out, if you want to donate, because there's always people donating on Super Chat. Like, hit up my PayPal. This is my PayPal ID." But there's just something about that being like people having to do this action outside of the app that we're in right now, outside of YouTube, that just like discourages them. Meaning that for whatever reason, I mean, I get it. People find it very easy and it's intuitive to click on this dollar sign button, and then they send a super chat. And then I guess also there's the community aspect to it where the other people in the chat see that somebody donated and he's praised and he's hauled, um, I just found that it's if I try to get people to donate um, through PayPal, they just like tend not to. Um, so I was like, okay, then I'm basically left with the options of either not getting donations or getting them through YouTube and getting them through Super Chat. So I just kind of like accepted it, but it still hurts my soul every time. Like yesterday, this person comes in, it's like amazing person, and donates 100 euros, and it's like I end up with 30 of that. That was not this person's intention. This person's intention was not to give 60 euros to YouTube. This person is like, I love your content. I love what you do. You deserve this 100 euros. And it's like 60 of that. It's just like, it's fucking crazy. How I always kind of like, I delude myself. How I'm like able to accept it is I tell myself, you know what? If YouTube makes this much money off of my videos, like because of the super chat, then they're gonna do a better job promoting my channel because they see them that I'm making them money. That's how I kind of like delude myself into accepting it. But yeah, I really don't want to think about it too much because it's just like money being burned in front of you. Sucks. But yeah. If anybody wants to make a donation, all that being said, lorenz.trees@gmail.com is my PayPal ID. Super chats are cool to use when you have a huge following. A super chat is the only way to get a question in, or yes, to get your name posted. Yeah, but in my case, Christopher, I read all of the names, I read all the questions, and like you know, but I get it. Like if you have a channel with like 500,000 people, and the super chat is like, and sorry, the chat is just like going too quick to read. The super chat stuff sticks. I get it. DH, you look with your hair short, brother. I swear, God bless as always. You mean you look good. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. It's ridiculous that Benzo only receives about 30 euros out of 100. Yeah. And again, man, thank you for bringing that up because I would never start complaining about that spontaneously. Like, good morning, guys. Let me complain about all the money that YouTube takes from me. Like, fuck that. But yeah, of course, yeah. It is what it is. It sucks. Um, yeah. Thank you, by the way, for the compliment about the short hair. I'm very happy with the short hair as well. Best decision ever. Definitely. All right, guys. Anybody has a good question or a good topic for me to tackle, then do not hold back. The time is now. Let me text my buddy. It is what it is. We probably wouldn't be doing this without YouTube right now. No, that's the thing. Like, I always try to tell myself the same. At the end of the day, YouTube enabled me to do this and to reach you guys and have this platform. So they do deserve some. Like I totally agree with the fact that they deserve the cut, but 60% is just ridiculous. I am the creator. I am the content creator. I'm the talent, and like they deserve. I would say I would give them like a 20% cut. That would be fine, but 60% is fucking ridiculous. All right, enough complaining about that, guys. I'm gonna run. Thank you all for being here. I do hope you found some value in this life. A lot of weed talk, a lot of money talk, but it is what it is. What would you do if modern civilization collapsed? I would go live in the woods, like luckily we could be pretty self-sustainable. We have our own water supply, we have our own like vegetables and stuff to eat from. So I would literally just I'm 34. Yeah, I would go live with my family like off of the land here. That's the big advantage of where we're living right now. I mean, I'm not living with them, but they're living in the same town that I'm in. Just try to survive, go full John Connor. That would be the idea. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Do you think the meaning of life is to give your life meaning? Sure, that sounds good. Why not? Why not? Once again, guys, read this book, The Power of Now. The Power of Now. Telling you. Um, yeah, I think the meaning of life is just to kind of like be in the moment and experience life. That's about it. I don't think there's really much meaning to it besides just creating purpose for yourself. That's it. I'm out. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll be posting a video later today, so make sure you check that one out. Peace out. Love you all. Thank you.